Ollie, a 39-25 defeat here in Cornwall. We scored 4 tries, but it had a bit of an end-of-season feel, didn't it? And we ended the season with a narrow defeat. What is your reaction to that?
It was a tough one because we played some fantastic rugby. If you look, we must have made maybe 10 clean line breaks, and surprisingly, we're a bit lacking in being clinical, which usually we are. Usually we put those away. A few bits of discipline didn't help us. A few calls here and there. Overall, it wasn't a bad performance, but it's a few fix-ups there for next week.
Yeah, I think the main thing really, isn't it? We had 3 yellow cards. It's very difficult to win a game with effectively half an hour with 14 men. Just the discipline seemed to kind of slip by us a little bit this afternoon.
Yeah, it's one of those. If you play 50 minutes of rugby with only the full amount, it's going to be tough. Our discipline wasn't good enough. There was a few that we probably should have avoided. Give them a bit of a piggyback, but we'll have to finish it for next week.
A very tight first half, wasn't it? Went in front right at the end with your try. I know you scored 2 in the match. That one right before half time just went straight through a couple of defenders and gave us the lead. You must have been really pleased with that. Yeah,
it was good to get in ahead at half time, give us a little bit of momentum going into the break. As I said, I thought we shaded the first half, some really good line breaks. I think we deserved to be probably further up at the time, so it wasn't a bad try.
And then obviously the first score in the second half was going to be crucial. Either we could get a little bit of breathing space, but they came back into it, and then from there they really seemed to rally, didn't they?
Yeah, credit to Pirates. They're one of these teams that they're never ever beaten, and they work hard for full 80. They test you. Physical, a lot of pick and goes around the 22. They're a big set of boys, and they credit to them. They deserve to get back in the game and probably take it.
The scoreboard might be a little bit misleading in terms of the 14-point margin. I know they scored right at the end, but it was pretty tight until the end, and we never, we backed ourselves this season, and we could have possibly nicked a draw at the end as well.
Yeah, it's one of those. We had chances. I said we could have probably scored 50 or 60 points. It probably left them on the pitch there. We're in it right to the end, but unfortunately, when we're lacking discipline, we didn't finish off a few of those fix-ups. We're going to be struggling.
In terms of your personal performance, played about an hour, a couple of tries. That must have been probably was your best performance so far in an Ealing shirt. You must have been very pleased with that.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, obviously after a frustrating start to things at Ealing, it's been difficult with a little bit of injury, but to get back and get some game time today and at Yorkshire, and then off the bench last 2 before that is good. So hopefully build into next season and the pre-season coming.
Yeah, and just finally a bit of time off now in terms of we've got a back weekend next, and then obviously a huge game with the B&I Cup final. We'll have to fix a few things ahead of that, no doubt.
Yeah, for sure. Leinster are always going to be strong. The Irish boys that come over, they're always good. So we've got a few fix-ups to do. We've got a few players to come back in their folds. I think we'll be revitalised for the week off after a long season, and we'll hit that week running and hopefully win.
Codders, we've ended the season with a 39-25 defeat here in Penzance. We certainly had our moments in that game, but we round off the season with a defeat. Give us your immediate reaction to that one.
I thought, look, first half, lots of positives. We went ahead. We went into the half-time break ahead, but second half we were well below for a number of reasons. Lots of turnovers, and there were three yellow cards. I think they had 2. And when you look at it, it probably had a bit of a feel to it for an end-of-season game, sadly.
When you look at it, you mentioned it already, the discipline. Seemed to struggle with the discipline today. I know we had 3 yellow cards, so when you're playing half an hour with 14 men, that's going to be very difficult. But a lot of penalties given away as well, which seem to add up towards the Pirates coming through at the end.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think that allowed them to get back in the game second half, and it's those little moments change the momentum of the games. And look, I said to you, I'd rather focus on the positive, which has been the year this year. The boys have been amazing. It's the highest the club's ever finished, and look, today is what it is. Yeah. Ultimately, it doesn't really say much in terms of for 2 weeks' time, and I think some boys have probably played themselves in the team, and frankly, some have probably played themselves out of it.
Yeah, in terms of the positives, the first half it was pretty kind of close, wasn't it? And then just got ahead right before half-time. In terms of the game management in the first half, managed to kind of see that out, but unfortunately the Pirates really seemed to front up in the second half and just pull it away from us a bit.
Yeah, they did. We said at half-time we're in a good place, but as I said, just that swing of momentum. We turned the ball over too often in their green zone, and from that end, we ended up being on the front foot to the back foot very quickly, and that coupled with 3 yellow cards, it was always going to be tough, and ultimately that's what you get.
Yeah, also we weren't massively clinical either, were we? Had quite a lot of chances, quite a lot of line breaks, etc., but weren't able to finish them off this afternoon.
No, sadly.
Yeah. And now obviously move on to the B&I. There's no point in sulking over this. A fantastic occasion ahead in a fortnight against Leinster, and that's what we'll look forward to, no doubt.
Yeah, well, if we have intensity, we'll look forward to it. If we don't, then as I said to you, today for me is just a microcosm of over the last 2 weeks. I think Bedford was tremendous last week, and a truly outstanding team performance today. Probably as I said, had that feel sadly of an end of season game, and you could see the difference in the two performances and ultimately the two results.
Obviously secured second place in the championship. I know that's the end of the league season. It's been a fantastic campaign, hasn't it?
Well, I can't speak highly enough of the boys. It's been the thing about this league. It's relentless with the British and Irish Cup. It's tough, and obviously 3 games last week. We've trained nothing at all this week in preparation for today. So look, as I said, you put it in perspective. I can't speak highly enough of what they've done this year, and the club is the best it's ever been. Where we go from here, only time will tell.